Okay, guys. Now this is our latent heat fusion lab for water. Latent heat fusion lab for water. So let's look at what we have here then. We have a hot plate and this beaker with the hot water. We have this ice bucket over here. We have two cups. We have a styrofoam cup, and we have this other little plastic cup here that says ice. We're gonna put the ice in this cup here. Now, here's the idea. Now, what we're gonna do first of all is take the mass of our styrofoam cup. Okay, so we're gonna put our styrofoam cup on the scale here and get the mass of our styrofoam cup. First thing we're gonna do, make sure your scale is properly calibrated first. So we put the styrofoam cup on the scale, and we're gonna get the mass of the styrofoam cup. All right. All right. So we're gonna record the mass of the styrofoam cup. All right. Now we also have here our thermometer, and this is our probe we're gonna use to measure the temperature. You know, this probe right here, and this again is our thermometer to measure the value for that. Now that we have the mass of styrofoam cup, now here we have hot water here, we have ice bucket over there. The next step we're gonna do is pour in 100 milliliter of hot water, warm water. So we're just gonna pour in 100 milliliter of water into our styrofoam cup. All right. So again, we have a 100 milliliter of warm water in our styrofoam cup, and we're gonna put ice in this other cup here. Now this ice has been melting down pretty good. So now we're assuming that the ice is at 0 degrees Celsius. So again, we have ice at 0 degrees Celsius, and that's in our other cup here. And we have the hot water in our styrofoam cup. And we're gonna take these over here. All right, again, styrofoam cup, hot water. This other cup here has little pieces of ice that is at 0 degrees Celsius. The next step, we need to get the mass of the hot water in the styrofoam cup. So again, we put it on the scale here, and we're gonna go through this again, and we're gonna get the mass. So we're gonna get the mass here of the hot water in the styrofoam cup. All right. Okay, so we're gonna record that. We're gonna get the mass of the hot water, styrofoam cup. All right. Now, if we subtract out the mass of the styrofoam cup, we just have the mass of the hot water. All right. So next step then. We're gonna now take the temperature of the hot water styrofoam cup. So we're gonna put our probe in here, and we're gonna get the value. Okay, so this will be the temperature of the hot water. Okay, just before we start to put in the ice. So we're gonna measure that value there, and we're gonna record that value. So this will be the temperature of the hot water just before we start putting the ice in the styrofoam cup. We get that value, we will record that value. And now we're gonna start to put ice, a little piece of ice at a time, into the hot water. And we're gonna watch the value here go down. It's gonna go down lower and lower. Okay, we're gonna watch it go down. And we're gonna keep on putting more and more ice into the hot water in the styrofoam cup. And we're gonna keep it going down. And by the way, we're not gonna stir. Very, very important. When we put the ice in the hot water, we don't stir it out. If you stir, that's doing work, and that's going to put in heat in the system. That's not going to work out. So we don't want to do it. You're going to keep putting more and more ice, little tiny ice cube into the hot water without stirring anything. The idea is that we want only the heat from the hot water to go into the ice. That heat is going to melt the ice, and then it's going to change that ice to a very cold water, and then that very cold water is going to rise up in temperature, and that's going to give us a final value. So we're going to keep putting, again, more and more ice into this hot water until we get down to about 20 degrees Celsius. Now at that point, we're going to stop and just keep watching this. We're going to keep watching until the last speck of ice melts. And once the last speck of ice melts, bam, we're going to take now the final temperature of the combination. We're going to record that. That's our TF value. That's going to be the final value that we're going to use. Okay? So we're going to record that as our TF value. And then the last thing we're going to do here then, we're going to now put this back on the scale again. And now we're going to get the new mass. This will be the mass. This is going to be the mass Okay, so now we're going to get the new mass. Now this is the mass of the hot water, styrofoam cup, and the ice that's in the cup. That's going to be our new mass value. So now we have the three masses. Again, the final one will be the mass of the hot water, styrofoam cup, and the ice that was in the cup. Okay, we're going to balance it out. Okay, and now guys, with those values, we can put in a table and work and get the latent heat of fusion of the water. Okay, again, if you have the mass of the styrofoam cup, you have the mass of the hot water and styrofoam cup, and the mass of the hot water, styrofoam cup, and the ice melted in the cup, you have everything you need. You just subtract one from the other, and we get everything we need to fill out the table. And we have the TF value, and we have the value of the hot water just before you start putting the ice. So we have everything we need to fill out our table and calculate the latent heat of fusion of water.